I used AI to analyze the chord progressions for hundreds of the most popular punk songs in history, and I was shocked with the results. From Blitzkrieg Bop to Anarchy in the UK, Sonic Reducer, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and so many more, they all shared one thing in common. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about the process I used to analyze the songs, the surprising results, and how you can use this information to improve your songwriting and guitar playing. But before we begin, remember to like and subscribe. That way you get notified when I post new videos. I post new content like this several times a week. And check out my website, scottobryanguitar.com. I have the tab for hundreds of punk rock and grunge songs up there. And here we go. So in the 30 plus years I played guitar, I probably learned and tabbed out over 1,000 different songs from rock to punk to grunge. And I began to recognize what I thought was a pattern, but I really lacked the ability to analyze such a large volume of songs. One of the benefits of AI is that you can analyze a large amount of material in a short amount of time. So I used ChatGPT and other AI programs to quickly analyze the chord progressions of some of my favorite punk songs and some of the most popular punk songs of all time. And so just a quick background on how I'm analyzing these chord progressions. There's a bit of theory behind it, but it's not very difficult to understand. I'll keep it very short and sweet. So there's a numbering system that guitarists use to describe chord progressions, and it basically gives each chord in the progression a number based on its position within the major scale. If we take a chord progression that's in the key of A, our number one chord will be the A. And then our second note in the major scale is a B. So our number two chord will be a B. Our third note is a C sharp. So that will be our number three chord. And then 4 is D. Then 5 is E. And so on throughout the major scale. So this system allows us guitar players to call out to other guitar players a certain progression in any key and have them quickly understand what they're playing. It's also a great way to analyze a song's chord structure. So if we want to take another example, one of the most common chord progressions in rock and roll is the 1-4-5 chord progression. So using the key of A again as an example, a 1-4-5 chord progression goes like this. So that's A, D, E. And it also happens to be the chords to Blitzkrieg Bop. So taking this concept, I gave ChatGPT a list of hundreds of the most popular punk rock songs of all time, and I asked it to figure out the chord progression of each. Then I asked it to compile, using that numbering system, the most popular progression. And surprising absolutely no one, the most popular chord progression was the 1-4-5. The Ramones use it a ton. Again, it's the chord progression for Blitzkrieg Bop. Another song that uses the 1-4-5 chord progression is White Riot by The Clash. This is a little variation on the 1-4-5 chord progression. It uses the 1-4-5 chords, but in a slightly different pattern, as opposed to Blitzkrieg Bop, which uses them in progression. But it's still a 1-4-5 chord progression. So again, this result was absolutely not surprising to me. It's commonly known that the 1-4-5 chord progression is one of the most popular chord progressions in pop, rock, and other types of music. But what I began to realize as I dug deeper is that almost all the rest of the songs were variations of the 1-4-5 chord progression. So they basically had elements of the 1-4-5, like a 1 and a 4 or a 1 and a 5, with 1 or 2 alternate chords within it. But based on the system we're using, a 1 chord is always going to be in the song because that's the key of the song. But the fact that the 4 or 5 or both was often present in almost every other song I analyzed was pretty shocking. So let's see some examples of what I'm talking about. And the list goes on and on. So this had raised my curiosity and made me want to really dig even deeper. So I asked ChatGPT, what's the most popular chord progression in all pop punk music? So we're talking about newer stuff now. And the chord progression that appeared was one that I was somewhat familiar with, the 1-5-6-4, but I'd never noticed before that the 1-5-6-4 is basically just a variation of the 1-4-5. It's got a 1, a 4, and a 5 in it, and just got an added 6 chord. Here's a couple examples of that chord progression. And again, the list goes on and on with these songs. So for classic punk, most of the songs were 1-4-5 with a little variation. For pop punk, again, it was 1-4-5 just with one variation. So I decided to expand the search even further and asked ChatGPT to tell me the chord progression of the most popular pop songs of all time. So this is like every pop song. And what it came up with was that exact same 1-5-6-4 chord progression. That was a chord progression for pop. See if you recognize this song. That's right, Let It Be by the Beatles is actually that exact same chord progression, a variation of the 1-4-5. And the list of ultra popular songs that use this chord progression goes on and on as well. So this information is all great and well to know, but how do we use this in our guitar playing? Well, here's a few ways you can. First off, we can use it in songwriting. I mean, it's pretty obvious that if some of the most popular songs of all time have used this chord progression, that it's not a bad place to start when we're writing our new music. And one of the things I noticed is that the 4 chord or the 5 chord is usually second or third within the chord progression. So what I've been experimenting with in my songwriting is going from the 1 to the 5 or 1 to the 4 next, and then working on a chord progression from there. Now with this information in hand, you have to be careful not to get stuck in a box where you're always trying to play 1-4-5 or some variation of the 1-4-5. It's good to use as a starting point and see if any cool ideas come into your mind. So for example, going back to the Blink 182 example, in the beginning they use the root notes of that chord progression to create a guitar melody that's very memorable without actually just playing the chords. So that first melody, the root note is the C, second root note is the G, third is the A, and then fourth is the F. So we can use this formula as kind of a starting point for our melodies or a starting point for our chord progressions, and then add variations to it. And then the second way we can use this is in learning new songs. After watching this video, I'm sure you're starting to recognize what the 1-4-5 chord progression sounds like. And then also the 1-5-6-4. So they have their certain tonalities and features to them that make them kind of unique. So next time you're listening to a song, you might want to take this information and take a guess at the chord progression and then see if you're right. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something about these chord progressions. If you appreciate this content, remember to like and subscribe and check out my website, scottobryanguitar.com. I have the tab for hundreds of punk rock and grunge songs up there, and I'll see you guys next time.